So when I was a young tad, right, I was on Independence Day. That was a huge
Oh,
breakthrough for me in
brilliant.
my early 20s, where just happened to be there, work hard, really got along well with the director and producer. We ended up starting a company together, which is my first successful exit, which is we created this company, right? When they were going off to write, they had a writing habit of going to this beautiful, I've never been there, but I heard about it, this beautiful white villa in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. And they talked
Brilliant.
about
Okay.
there was a room where they wrote, where in the morning the light came in over the pool, and it was just like it inspired them this creative space. So they wrote Stargate and previous movies there. When they were going to write, Roland, who's German, told his assistant, Joey, go rent the place. Blah, blah. Joey comes back on Friday. It was like an Airbnb or something, right? It's already rented. And it was like this hue and cry around the office of what are we going to do? That's our space. Roland called his attorney, John Deemer, his entertainment attorney. It was like, John, you must buy the house. John that weekend bought the house in Puerto Vallarta. I do not know what happened to the current renters. I'm sure they were paid to move somewhere else very
Yes.
quickly. And Monday, Roland and Dean went down there, and 6 weeks later, we had the script for the third highest grossing movie in history.
Brilliant.
Because they understood that they had trained their brains. That was the space where they were able to do this. Now, it doesn't
Mm.
have to be something like that. Like when I worked with Roland, Alex and Bob, who wrote Transformers 1 and 2, Mission Impossible 3, Star Trek 11, like all this stuff,
Yeah.
they had met in college. Their memory and their training of their creative space was very different than this beautiful $5 million villa in the hills of Puerto Vallarta, right?
Mm.
They would have their assistant. When there was a crunch time, it's like, we have to finish Transformers 8, whatever they're on now.
Mm.
They would go across the street from DreamWorks, from Universal, and rent a room at the Universal Hilton, which I'm just going to tell you is not a luxury property. But I think for them, that experience of one of them sitting on the edge of the bed, the other one at a little desk, it evoked that dorm room feel of, hey, we're these scrappy young guys, and this is how we're going to create our careers. Even though they were multi-million-dollar writers, it got
Mm.
them to that place where they could go write the thing that would get Steven Spielberg to direct the movie, that would get Michael Bay
Mm.
to direct the movie. So I tell you these funny anecdotes because I hope they stick with people to say, if you have teams and you want to create an association in their brain, spiritually and mentally, with this is where we do something, be very intentional about that.